Alright guys, I'm back down here in beautiful Sloan. Yeah! Gonna be doing part 2 of the FMK review. They sent me out a trigger group and an extractor. I only replaced the trigger group. Gonna see if that's gonna help that trigger problem I had where the slide wasn't going back into battery. You know, I'm a firm believer in giving everybody a second chance, especially when it's an underdog. I always am gonna root for the underdog. So I'm gonna set up, be right back. Let's see if the FMK can redeem itself. Check that out. I don't know if you guys can see this, but that's why I like coming down here to Sloan. It's a little bit messy, but check out that train right there, man. So it's going doo doo. Just out here chilling in the desert, watching the trains go by, suns are rising. It's pretty sweet out here. Also want to give a good shout out to Nevada Ammunitions back there for providing excellent remanufactured ammunition. All the ammo that I'm using right now is made by those guys back there. All right, starting off with some quick double taps. Tap, tap, tap. This isn't the weakness of the FMK though. When you're firing quick enough, or shooting quick enough like this 14-round mag dump, the slide has enough momentum to keep it going forward. Just like that. Even at this pace here, you know, about a second cadence in between, it's still doing okay. It's when you really slow it down and you try to concentrate on that trigger technique that you run into problems, just like this. Okay, my thumb is not holding the slide. I'm not holding it back. Click. Misfire. Light primer strike. Super inconsistent. It's going to clear all 10 rounds here, but it's just the slide isn't going enough forward into battery. It's just a couple millimeters off, causing that light primer strike. Okay, I'm going to back up to maybe about 10 yards because I remember when I was at the range the first time, it was shooting super high, so I had to aim super low just to get it someplace on the paper. If I remember correctly, it was high and left, so I'm going to try to aim at the bottom of the paper just to see if I can get it someplace on there. So let's see if it's any better. Okay, let's see how I did here. So I was aiming at the bottom of this paper here, and you can kind of see that it's just all up in this area. So if I was actually to aim in this area, it'd be a little bit higher. So let's give it a go. I'm gonna back up 10 more yards and actually aim at the center and see if I can get anything on paper. I don't think I'm gonna. Okay, let's see how I did here. I took 5 shots. The first 3 shots I aimed at the center and I didn't get anything on paper. The 4th shot I aimed at the bottom of the paper. That was this hole here, and then I lowered my point of aim a little bit lower and I hit it dead square. So this thing is definitely shooting a little bit higher. Holy cow, super windy out here back at range 702. Gonna give the FMK another chance to try to redeem itself from the light primer strikes. Now, some people were probably gonna say like, oh, it's probably that ammunition you got from Nevada Ammunitions. I'll tell you what, I've never had any problems, any misfires, and any like malfunctions using that ammunition on any of the pistols I've tested. So for you guys, I stopped by and picked up some of this Remington UMC and some Federal 115 grain just to try to even it out to see if that's gonna help out with the light primer strikes. I don't think it's gonna make a difference, but let's go inside and check it out. Okay, here's a quick look at the ammo I'm going to be using. Got a little bit more rounds of the Nevada Ammunitions here. Then we got, of course, the recommended Remington UMC on the FMK website, and I got some Federal 115 grain. Let's see how they do. Okay, first up is going to be 5 rounds from Nevada Ammunitions. Let's see if we can avoid having light primer strikes. Yeah, see that flinch on that last trigger pull? Nice. Anyway, I actually fired 10 rounds from Nevada Ammunitions, and 3 of them came out with light primer strikes. That slide just isn't going all the way into battery, and it's just enough to make it have that light primer strike. All right, next up, 5 rounds of Remington UMC. Let's see if it does any better. Cleared 5 rounds. So after all 50 rounds of the Remington UMC, 4 rounds were light primer strikes, but I did have to tap the slide forward a couple times in order to get it to go into full battery. So again, super inconsistent, not going all the way into battery. Let's see if it can eat aluminum. good so far. There it is. It's the weirdest thing. It's not all the way in battery, but it's still going. It's like not all the way back. Weird. It's the weirdest thing. You can see that it's not all the way into battery, but I think it's still going to fire. Nope. All the way forward. Alright, so 7 out of 50 Federal aluminum 115 grain were light primer strikes. You can actually see in one of the videos before this slide or this picture here that the slide wasn't fully into battery, and as I pulled the trigger it actually yanked the slide forward. Super crazy, really weird, very inconsistent with this type of ammo. Here is what my target looked like. Range 702, 10 yards. The black scribbles are my point of aim. You can see everything is sailing high at 10 yards. You should not have that big of a difference in your point of aim to get it to where you're supposed to go. It's just it's shooting super high. Here's a look at the number 7. So I was aiming at the number 7, and what I did was I measured from the middle of the 7 to the middle of all the holes, the head area there. And as you can see, it's a 6-inch difference. That's a staggering difference for only 10 yards. That's super crazy. So is it consistent? Yes, it matches what I did in my first review. It matches what I did in the desert earlier, but there's not a lot of confidence when you have to change your point of aim at 10 yards. So again, accuracy, super questionable. Okay guys, I also bought the FMK out here. Going to put around maybe 50 rounds through it. I did change the extractor now, so now the trigger group is new and the extractor. So let's see if this is going to help it work better. Hey, I should also mention I'm using the white Winchester box that they did not recommend, and so far it's doing pretty good. Oh, you can see it's not fully into battery again, but it's still going to go off, I think. Yep. Snotty, but good. Maybe it's going to be okay now. Okay, we're going to try 10 more. Hopefully it's going to go all the way into battery, because that's what's causing the light primer strikes. Let's hope it does better. Not bad. It went all the way this time. Bottom line, guys, this pistol is extremely inconsistent, very unreliable, and the accuracy is questionable. Even when using the recommended ammunition, Remington UMC had 4 light primer strikes. The slide still wasn't going all the way into battery. That's even after changing the trigger group that they gave me. I changed the extractor, and weirdly enough, the Winchester white box worked 100% reliable on 50 rounds. The slide still wasn't going all the way into battery, but somehow it was still squeezing off rounds. I kind of recommend this pistol. Nothing Fancy had similar problems in his video and his review. A lot of other bloggers had tons of issues with theirs. So guys, please pass this information around, share it as much as possible. I wouldn't want anybody to get into the situation I'm in, where I got to call back and forth and most likely have to send in my pistol for warranty or even replace it. So again, share it as much as possible. If you liked it, please give me the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. And as always, I'll catch you guys later.